Stop. Before you make a weekly plan for your child, there's one mistake that causes most schedules to fail. And the final tip in this video is the reason some kids actually enjoy following a routine, while others fight it every single day. Don't miss it. Most parents believe a kid-friendly weekly plan needs to be packed with activities to be effective. But the opposite is usually true. The best weekly plans are often the simplest, and they give children something they need more than constant entertainment: predictability. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever had a day where your child kept asking, "What are we doing now?" or suddenly had a meltdown over something that seemed small? It may not have been about the activity at all. Sometimes children simply feel overwhelmed when they don't know what's coming next. A simple weekly plan gives them a sense of security. It helps them understand their week, builds independence, and turns everyday routines into habits instead of daily battles. But here's the surprising part. Most parents accidentally make one tiny planning mistake that makes their schedule impossible to stick to. We'll get to that soon. And the last strategy I'll share can completely change how your child responds to routines. Imagine your child's week like a favorite storybook. They already know what comes next, and instead of feeling anxious, they feel excited because they know what to expect. That's exactly what a good weekly plan does. It creates a rhythm that helps children feel confident without taking away their freedom to play, explore, and be creative. The goal isn't to schedule every minute of the day. It's to create a healthy balance between structure and flexibility. Even simple routines like reading before bed, helping set the table on certain evenings, or having a family game night each week can make a big difference over time. And remember, every child is different. Some children love knowing every detail of the day, while others do better with a little flexibility. The best plan is one that works for your family, not one that looks perfect on social media. So, how do you build a weekly plan that's easy to follow, fun for your child, and realistic enough that you won't give up after a few days? That's exactly what we'll start building next. And stay until the end, because the final tip is the one that ties everything together and can make the biggest difference. The biggest mistake parents make is trying to plan everything at once. They fill every day with activities, learning time, chores, sports, and family events. It looks great on paper, but after a few days, everyone feels exhausted. A child-friendly weekly plan should make life easier, not busier. Instead, start with the parts of the day that already happen naturally. Wake-up time, meals, playtime, bath time, and bedtime are your foundation. These routines give children a sense of stability because they happen regularly. Once those are consistent, you can add one or two special activities throughout the week. For example, maybe Monday is puzzle day, Tuesday is outdoor play, Wednesday is library or reading day, Thursday is an art project, Friday is family movie night. The weekend can stay more flexible for visits, celebrations, or simply relaxing together. Children quickly begin looking forward to these special moments because they know they're coming. But here's something many parents don't realize. You don't need hours for each activity. Even 20 or 30 minutes of focused time can leave a lasting impression. A child usually remembers the quality of the time more than the length of it. Imagine a parent who spends half an hour building a tower with blocks. They laugh together, solve little problems, and celebrate when the tower stands tall. That short activity teaches patience, creativity, teamwork, and confidence, all without feeling like a lesson. Now, let's talk about something equally important: involving your child in the planning process. Children are much more likely to follow a routine when they feel like they helped create it. If they're old enough, let them choose between two activities. You might ask, would you like drawing on Tuesday or Thursday? Or should our family game night be Friday or Saturday? Giving small choices helps children feel responsible while keeping the overall plan under your guidance. Another helpful idea is making the plan easy to see. Young children often respond better to pictures than words. You can draw simple symbols, use colorful stickers, or print small images that represent each activity. A soccer ball for sports day, a book for reading day, or a paintbrush for art time makes the schedule exciting and easy to understand. But life doesn't always go according to plan, and that's okay. Maybe someone gets sick. Maybe it rains on the day you planned a trip to the park. Maybe work runs later than expected. A good weekly plan isn't about following every detail perfectly. It's about having a guide that helps your family return to a healthy rhythm when things settle down. Here's where many parents accidentally create stress. They think skipping one activity means the whole plan has failed. In reality, children learn an important lesson when they see adults adapting calmly to unexpected changes. You can simply say, "We'll save our park trip for another day," and move on without frustration. There's another powerful habit you can include, and it takes less than 5 minutes. At the end of each day, spend a moment talking about tomorrow. You might say, "Tomorrow is craft day. What do you think we'll make?" That short conversation builds excitement and helps children prepare mentally for what's coming next. So far, you've learned how to keep your plans simple, build it around existing routines, involve your child, and stay flexible when life changes. But that's only half the story. In the next part, we'll uncover the most common mistakes that quietly ruin even the best weekly plans, separate myths from facts, and reveal practical strategies that make routines much easier to maintain. One of those strategies surprises almost every parent. Now that your weekly plan has a strong foundation, let's talk about the mistakes that can quietly make it fall apart. The good news is that they're easy to fix once you know what to look for. One of the biggest mistakes is expecting perfection. Many parents create a beautiful schedule, follow it for a few days, and then something unexpected happens. Maybe your child gets sick, you have a busy workday, or family plans change. Suddenly, the routine is interrupted, and it feels like the whole plan has failed. But here's the truth. A good weekly plan isn't perfect, it's consistent. Missing one day doesn't erase all the progress you've made. Think of it like reading a book. If you skip one night, you don't throw the whole book away. You simply continue where you left off. Your family's routine works the same way. Another common mistake is making the schedule too strict. Children thrive with routines, but they also need time to imagine, explore, and simply be kids. If every minute is planned, they can become frustrated or overwhelmed. That's why it's important to leave small pockets of free time. Some of the best learning happens when children build a fort out of blankets, invent a game, or create a story using their imagination. Now, let's clear up a few myths that many parents still believe. One myth is that a successful weekly plan has to look the same every week. In reality, your routine should grow with your child. As children get older, their interests change. A plan that worked for a 4-year-old may not fit a 7-year-old, and that's completely normal. Adjusting the schedule doesn't mean you're starting over. It means you're growing together. Another myth is that children should follow the routine without complaining. Even adults don't enjoy every part of their daily schedule. Some days your child may resist bedtime or not feel excited about reading time. That doesn't mean the routine isn't working. Stay calm, stay consistent, and over time, those healthy habits become much easier. Here's another strategy that makes a huge difference. Celebrate effort, not perfection. If your child remembers to put away their toys, gets ready for bed without being reminded, or follows part of the routine on their own, notice it. A simple, "I love how you remembered that all by yourself," can be far more powerful than a reward. Positive encouragement helps children feel proud of their progress and motivates them to keep trying. There's also one habit that many families overlook: reviewing the weekly plan together. At the end of the week, spend just a few minutes asking simple questions. What activity did everyone enjoy the most? Was there something that felt rushed? Is there anything you'd like to change next week? These conversations show children that routines aren't fixed rules. They're tools that help the family, and everyone has a voice in making them better. But before you think you've mastered the perfect weekly plan, there's one final idea that brings everything together. It's surprisingly simple, yet it's the reason some routines last for years while others disappear after just a few weeks. Once you understand it, creating a schedule your child actually enjoys becomes much easier. So, what's the secret that keeps a weekly plan working long after the excitement of a new routine wears off? It's not the perfect schedule, it's not expensive planners, and it's definitely not filling every hour with activities. The real secret is making your child feel that the weekly plan belongs to them, not just to you. When children feel involved, they stop seeing the routine as a list of rules. Instead, they begin to see it as part of their own life. They start reminding you that it's reading day, asking when family game night is, or proudly checking off a completed activity. That's when you know the routine has become a habit instead of a chore. Remember, your goal isn't to raise a child who follows a schedule perfectly. Your goal is to raise a child who learns responsibility, builds healthy habits, and feels confident knowing what comes next. Keep your plan simple. Focus on routines that matter. Leave room for play, creativity, and unexpected moments. Celebrate progress instead of perfection, and don't be afraid to adjust the plan as your child grows. Every family is different, and that's exactly how it should be. Also, remember that children develop at their own pace. Some will adapt to a new routine within a few days, while others may need several weeks before it starts to feel natural. Be patient. Gentle consistency almost always works better than pressure. One day, you'll notice something amazing. Your child gets dressed without being asked. They pick up a book because it's reading time. They remind everyone it's family movie night. Those small moments may seem ordinary, but they're signs that healthy habits are becoming part of who they are. And years from now, they probably won't remember every activity on the schedule, but they will remember the bedtime stories, the laughter during game nights, the walks in the park, the craft projects on rainy afternoons, and the feeling of growing up in a home that was calm, predictable, and full of love. That's the true power of a simple, kid-friendly weekly plan. It doesn't just organize your week, it creates memories, builds confidence, and strengthens your family's connection one day at a time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and subscribe for more practical parenting tips that make family life easier and more enjoyable. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What's one activity your family never misses each week? Your idea might inspire another parent looking for a simple way to create meaningful moments with their child. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.